Hello, Irish Prepper here. Today I was going to do a top 10 thing for your car, things that you need to have in your car, and I quickly realized you need way more than 10 things. So, there's the title, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to talk a little bit quickly, but I'm hoping that most of you guys can keep up, that might be writing this stuff down, getting ideas of maybe what you need in your car. You know, lots of you probably already have something to get together, a little ready bag or case that you probably have in the trunk. You know, blankets, and stuff like that. But maybe I'm gonna say something today that you'll realize that you're missing, and it can get in there. Okay, and that's part of what all of this is about. All of us preppers on here having our own videos and stuff like that. We're getting ideas from each other. We're looking at all of our videos, one another's videos. Some of us, there might be a couple that think they know everything. I don't know, but I definitely don't know everything. And I'm looking, I'm talking. I get together with my groups, and we're always pointing things out to one another. And there's always something new also. Okay, so but basically. Sometimes we're just so focused on the big picture we forget little things, okay? And like a common sense emergency preparations for everyday life, right? And where do we spend a lot of our time? Being Americans, okay? We love our cars, and that's where we're at, right? And so this should go, this is one of those steps everyone should take in going towards building a basic supply kit for your vehicle. And so here's a few items everyone should keep in their trunk, okay? First one, a cell phone, okay? I know this sounds weird, but you can get those prepaid cell phones for freaking cheap now. And you don't even have to activate the cards, put the minutes on there or anything like that. You just buy the card, keep it with the cell phone, and you can start it up and if you need to. And thing is, you need to make sure that it's fully charged, okay? I'm filming this on my smartphone actually right now. This thing goes through power like nobody's business. Every 2 hours I have to charge the cell phone, okay? There's so many apps on here that I can't even get rid of that are just sucking juice right out of my phone. And so this thing's just plugged in all the time. It's plugged in right now, okay? So it's not dying on me. So anyways, but you should make a habit of keeping your emergency phone charged, okay? Just go in there, check once a month, turn it on, or just go plug it in, charge it for a couple hours, stick it back in the bag, or wherever you're keeping your emergency stuff, okay? If you're one of those people that refuses to carry a cell phone because you like life to be very simple, and man, I wish I was one of those people. I wish I could go back to not having even internet on my phone. I hate having so much access to me, okay? Everybody else having access to me. So anyways, but okay, so but if you're one of those people that doesn't like to carry a cell phone, at least make an exception for this, okay? It's going to be in your trunk. It's just for emergencies, okay? Make sure it's digital, all right? Not one of those analog phones. Those things don't work anymore, okay? Because pretty much all the networks are digital now. Let's see. Okay, so next one, toilet paper. Number 2. Number 1 was cell phone. Number 2, toilet paper. If you're ever stuck in a car for a long time, you're going to need it. Okay? Or maybe you're on the road in an emergency and nature becomes your new bathroom. Right? Right? You know what I'm talking about. So, I mean, besides, there are runny noses and all other common ailments that should have TP at the top of your list. Okay? In addition or alternative, alternative is baby wipes. You can use them for all those things. Plus, I mean, sticky hands, okay? Keep a couple, I mean, they're freaking cheap. You go get Parents' Choice or something like that, some no-name brand. You don't have to get Huggies that's cost $25 for 50 wipes, right? I don't know what it is. But you can go get 50 cents for a pack of 25. And those 25, it seems like, oh, it's only 25, but that'll last a long time, okay? Next thing, flashlight. Okay, obviously a flashlight comes in handy at night when you need to change a tire or investigate a problem or something like that, help another motorist, or even as a weapon, Okay, there's a lot of flashlights out there. You start looking around, you're going to be able to realize what you can do with a flashlight as far as being able to protect yourself. Okay. For the last light, or for the weapon, I would suggest a mag light. Okay, a big freaking mag light with like 4, D batteries in it. So, anyways, you could knock the crap out of somebody with that thing. Number 4, food, MREs. Okay, we all know MREs are the best long-term survival food, but they are hard to beat. They're not the best. Sorry, aren't the best for a long-term survival food, but they're hard to beat for your car. Okay, they're packed with calories and perfect for the kind of emergency situations you might encounter on the road. In a crisis, you'll want to preserve your cash and stay on the move. So don't let hunger, become a distraction to that. Have an ice scraper. Okay, maybe you live in South Florida and you think you're never going to need an ice scraper, but why risk it? Travel might take you north, and you don't want to be found trying to scrape your windshield with a credit card. Okay, I've been there. I live in Utah. Been there, done that. You don't want to do that. Okay, who knows what natural disasters might bring about? Short-term climate change. Okay, I am not a global warming enthusiast or anything like that. Okay, the Earth's temperature changes, right? I'm not buying into the fact that we're about to die or end the world as we know it, because I think the world will end us as we know it before it lets us change it. So, anyways, so you could have some of those hand warmers, those chemical warmers you scrunch together and it gets all hot. Those are nice. Keep some matches. Stable candle, in an old coffee can. Burning the candle inside the can can create a radiator effect and can substantially increase the temperature in an enclosed space. Okay, even in the South, these items can come in handy. Okay, but that's just going off on a little tangent. If you're living up in the north or somewhere where it can get really cold. Okay, next thing, water, and water should practically be at the top of the list, but basically, I'm just making a big long list, okay? And I hope you're writing this stuff down. If you hear something that you need, or that you realize that you might need. But, you can last for weeks without food, but only at the most a few days without water. And even within a day or two, without either one of those things, you're going to be going nuts, okay? And you're going to be wishing you had one or the other. But you should keep about a gallon, maybe even more, in your trunk. Rotate it out every week or so to keep it fresh, or just buy a bunch of those little half liter or whatever they are bottles. It might also come in handy as a coolant if you need if you're having some problems with your radiator. Okay, a folding shovel if you're stuck in the ice or snow if you live up north or someplace where it snows. A shovel might come in handy, but there are innumerable other situations in which a shovel might come in handy. Especially out in like a bug out situation. Okay, it happens to be another weapon, all right, as last resort as well. Portable air compressor. In survival situations, the road might not be as well maintained as you're used to. Okay, there could be abandoned or damaged cars on the road, and the landscape could be strewn with rubble all over the place. The last thing you need is to be stuck on the side of the road with a flat. Okay, so you want a portable air compressor. It'll give you the ability, under most circumstances, to pump up the tire and get back on the road until you can find a more permanent solution. Okay, that's of course if it's a slow leak, but you might also want to put in there under that, number 8 portable air compressor. Put in there also tire. I don't even know what you would call that thing. One of those rubber hole fixer kits, right? Patch kit. Number 9, a fire extinguisher. With quick action, you can use a portable fire extinguisher to stop a little fire from turning into a full-blown inferno. And you can help other people with this too. You see an old Camaro, and I'm talking from experience here, burning on the side of the road because it had some kind of electrical wiring issue. You pull over and you save that guy's car possibly. Okay, yeah. So, anyways, that's just a good one and smart one to have, and it should be actually up front, at least on the passenger side, up under where the footwell. okay, down there. Next thing, you should have a handgun. And I don't know, I've talked about this in my first video, 10 things that we should have at home. I live in Utah, and in Utah, the car is considered an extension of your home. Anything you can do in your house, you can do in your car. Okay? I can keep loaded guns with the safety off in my house. Guess what? I can also do that in my car in Utah. And I don't need a concealed carry permit for that. I freaking love Utah. Okay? This is the best state in the union. No doubt about it, right? Okay. But, you know, your home armory isn't going to do you any good because it's at home, okay? And you're on the road and you run into trouble, okay? In a crisis, a stranded motorist is particularly vulnerable because the bad guys know the police are occupied or otherwise unavailable, okay? So you really should have a means to defend yourself. Nothing beats a shotgun, okay? Besides a handgun or anything like that, but a shotgun for self-defense. But practically speaking, many motorists will need a handgun, okay? Be sure to consult your local laws before keeping a weapon in your car at all times, okay? I already talked about Utah's, but I don't know what the freaking laws are down in California. I ain't never plan on going there. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, we all, the deal with California and New York or even Chicago where you can't even use a bat to defend yourself in your own home. Anyways, so duct tape and rope. Next thing, okay? Applications are endless. Obviously, everybody knows the whole MacGyver thing about duct tape. You can make anything out of duct tape. You can make a bulletproof vest out of duct tape, okay? So, anyways, next thing, extra fluids. I mean, I almost didn't add this to the list, but I'm often in someone else's car and discover they don't carry extra coolant or oil and gasoline with them, okay? And just a little bit goes a long ways. One of those tiny little trimmer, like a gas trimmer fuel things. It's not even a gallon. It's like a quarter of a gallon. That could get you to the next gas station. Okay. So I'm not talking about like 10 gallons in the trunk or anything like that. But anyways, but as far as gas goes, be sure to rotate that out because I don't know if some of you know this or not, but your car actually, it doesn't run off the gas mostly. It mostly runs off the fumes from the gas. Okay. And yes, it is being sprayed into the vehicle, which in turn gets atomized and turned into a gas and it compresses and combusts, right? So anyways, but change out that gas, okay, the gasoline. Cash, okay, put at least $20, maybe even more. Use small bills though, not big bills, into a small envelope and tape it to the underside of the passenger side floor mat or somewhere like that. These are more likely to check the driver's side. Under the mat over there, okay? There's no telling when you'll use that, okay? But just $20, you know it's there. It's a little bit of peace of mind, okay? First aid weather supplies. First aid kit, you should always have this, are special kits for motorists, okay? Or there are special kits for motorists, okay? A blanket will be helpful for anyone exposed to inclement weather. You want to get one of those Mylar space age blankets, okay? Those are good. Backups. Next thing, I would have a pair of backup socks and shoes for the primary driver. Okay, he's going to be the one that's going to be getting out and looking under the car and stuff like that, and he might be stepping in a big puddle and need to get those switched out. Even if you're possibly helping somebody else push their car, right? So you could totally get soaked and need to change things out. Basic tools. Next thing, you want to have a Leatherman style tool, screwdrivers, pliers, a spring-loaded center punch, much easier for breaking windows than those life hammers. Okay, those things suck. A funnel for the oil or gas or whatever, and a little bit of wire. It's great for tying things together, especially if they're hot and the duct tape isn't an option. Okay, in case you blow a hose underneath your hood or something like that. Okay, full tank of gas. You should be considering your gas tank hitting half a tank. That should be empty. Okay. Next, you should have a poncho or some other kind of reflective attire. Next, I would have a jumper cables and a tow strap, and followed by a roadside flares and reflective triangle. Okay. A good thing to keep these in would be like a Rubbermaid type storage box to keep all your supplies in. Other than that, Irish Prepper, signing out.